Welcome to the RIOT Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast for
Friday. At last, it's Friday. Special guest starring Kevi.
Oh, we're so excited. If you check out RadioU, then maybe you've heard of RadioU Fusion, where you can check out hip-hop and dance music. He's very popular on our Fusion channel and RadioU TV from some of his music videos, and he joins us today.
Yeah, so if you want to see him instead of just hearing him, stop by riot.radiou.com or one of our Facebook pages, which you can find links there, and you'll get a chance to actually see him because we were live.
Yes, and you can actually check it out, too, at RadioU Riot, our YouTube channel, for any videos for some of the things that you hear in our podcast.
Today in the podcast, we talk a lot about showers, Doritos, soap, things that shouldn't go together. We look into maybe some moon milk for Nikki, people that you have to unfollow, the poopnado, the details behind the whole thing, Jerry Springer, cold brew coffee, Kevi, and minimizing.
It's a great list today.
So you guys enjoy the podcast. The podcast.
And thank you for listening. We always appreciate the fact that you guys are spending some time with us today.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget to get your dad something for Father's Day.
Get him something nice.
He doesn't even want a card. Just
say hi.
Maybe some food.
Spend some time with him. Take him to a movie. Take him to lunch. Something like that. Father's Day is on Sunday.
All right. Okay. It is the RIOT.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to the RIOT. Voted #1 morning show. Among toddlers aged 2 to 5. Among people with hearing problems. Among dogs who bark at loud noises. Among relatives of Obadiah. Among people who lie in surveys. The RIOT. Radio U.
It is the RIOT on Radio U. So for the last week and a half, on and off, it's not every day, I've been trying to work out before the show. If you've been with the show long enough, you know this is a phase I'll go through.
Give him a week or two, like he said.
I'll abandon it, and then catch me again, maybe midwinter or early spring, and I'll be back at it.
Is this mostly because you just you're at a point where you want to get it done as early as possible? Or?
It's that, because seriously, knowing that there's no workout left in the day is amazing, because it's one of those things that I always think, like, got to get it in, got to make sure it happens. And now I'm like, and it's done. And I've got a whole day of not thinking about it.
And it's hot and you don't want to do it later.
Early morning runs are easy. The weightlifting is hard because I can't just get out of bed and do that. Running, you can just do at home. I got to go to the gym, and it's hard to get the timing worked out, and et cetera, et cetera. But that also means that it's pushing my morning shower to the gym, which means you can always tell I have been to the gym because I haven't shaved. That's one, because I don't have time and convenience and whatever.
You can't do both. You can't work out in the morning and shave.
So the other thing that I've noticed at the gym is that, you've got the different shower stalls, and you go in the stall, and of course you can take your own shampoo, conditioner.
Is it like a dorm one?
Pretty much, yeah. But they also have these little soap dispensers inside the gym shower. And it's just like a hand soap dispenser that you would find in a restroom or whatever. And at first I was like, man, that's great. I won't have to bring my own soap or anything. And so I went ahead and lathered up really good, and I was rinsing off. And then and this was a while ago, and it was just like, wait a minute. Wait, hang on. So then I realized that you could just lift the lid on the soap.
Put whatever you want in
there. And you could put anything you wanted in the soap, and I'm lathering it all over my body.
Why do you think, though, automatically the worst? I mean, I know the news stories we read every day would lend towards us thinking the worst, but maybe it's just fine. No one else would think to tamper with it.
Well, Nikki, I'll tell you what. I am a college graduate, which means I spent 4 years not just studying, but I was lucky enough and indebted enough to live on campus for 4 years, which means I lived in close quarters with guys.
So you know what everybody's capable of?
I will tell you right now, whether they're 3, 30, or 300, men are animals. And they will, for fun, do the worst thing they can imagine. And so when I realized that, and again, you think you're like, okay, that's when, guys are 18, but these are businessmen.
Oh, no. Nope.
They might be worse, actually, because at least in college, you're getting it all out. When people enter the business world, they have to suppress it. So now they're looking for an outlet. So now someone's peeing in the soap just to feel alive.
Yeah, just to feel something each day.
At least I feel something.
That's the moment, yeah.
That was when I just thought,
It's better not to.
I can't do this again. And so ever since then, for like the year or two I've worked out of this gym, that soap is not an option. I don't care what I'm covered in. That soap, it's just water.
Well, do you expect it to have a little lock and key sort of thing that only the administration can fill it up, or the workers?
What they should do is, and this is something they've been pushing for in a lot of public restrooms to stop the spread of germs, is their little containers of soap that go in there. So it's basically like a plastic bulb of soap that goes in there. Then the
like
soap
a hotel-sized one?
And then they swap them out.
Gotcha.
So that it's a whole kind of cartridge-based system.
They're not going to do that.
I am aware of that, so I bring my own soap. And I have thought many times, like, man, who are the poor saps that are still using this soap? And this morning I hear that sound that can only be the sound of a hand working the soap dispenser. And it's the guy in the shower next to me. And I was like, man, this poor guy. I just want to. It's like, don't
use it. You never
use
know.
mine. Here. It's a body wash. You just
it's
lather
an all-in-one.
dude. Lather up. Like, you don't know where that soap's been.
Aww.
I can't, Nikki. And
I don't think you need to.
And
you don't need to.
I'm not going to. So this is just a little heads up. Don't use that soap. Just don't. You think it's okay, it's not, all right?
That person next to you was just living their life, having a good time, didn't even think that.
Somebody needs to tell them.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riots on Radio U, 877-2 Radio U. The Incredibles 2 out today. What did we figure out? Was it 11 or 14 years after the original? I think it might be 14.
I want to say 14, but we're not positive.
Yeah, like it's been a long time, but they say that it is poised to break box office records this weekend.
I feel like almost every release, every weekend they say that, but
you know what?
There's been some higher profile releases.
One of the things I'm starting to think is, and the record we're talking about is highest opening for an animated film.
Okay.
They think it could be like
what
breaking
currently
that
holds that?
I don't know the answer to that. Current champ is Finding Dory, which in 2016 made $135 million. Estimates put domestic draw on Incredibles 2 to $140 million. Something that I feel like they're never going to address, but you have to look at is we need to start talking about number of tickets sold instead of
the
amount of money made.
Well, I mean, you're right, because now we have more of different theaters where they charge different pricing. Yeah. Prices are just higher.
You're going Saturday and paying, what, $12 a person?
Yeah, it's like, it's I think $13.
$13, okay.
If you want to really be technical about it. And then I know you're going on.
Like I went on $5 Tuesday.
So you're right. It is a bit odd.
So, I mean, it's hard to get a gauge as to whether these movies are really more people are going or if they're just jacking up the price. And again, the funny thing about that is they're like, man, guys, isn't it exciting? We're making more money than ever. And it's like, wait a minute, that's my money? Are you making more money because you're charging more?
Why are you charging more?
And I'm supposed to be excited about it?
Let's charge less and we'll go to more movies.
I don't think I understand. So that's going to be a big thing. I went ahead and slid over to Rotten Tomatoes to see how it was doing. Earlier in the week, it was at 97%. Right now, it's at 94%.
Still really good numbers.
People are liking it. So that's your option this weekend. You've also got, let's see, what else is coming out? Hang on. There's Tag.
Tag. Oh, that one looked interesting.
I still haven't seen a trailer for that.
You haven't?
No.
I've seen a couple.
So,
but you know what it's about, right?
Isn't it like these guys that have been playing tag for 30 years or
and they're
something?
always like, it's based on a true story. Like it really happened.
Okay. There's that. And then there's also the remake of Superfly in theaters this weekend, which I've seen the original Superfly. I went on a whole tear of 70s movies like Superfly, Shaft, Return of Shaft, or is it Shaft Returns? I can't remember. Black Belt Jones is the best of the bunch, though. I'm telling you right now, Black Belt Jones.
Is it a classic?
Let's get a sequel to that movie. But yeah, Superfly is out this weekend as well. So that looks like that's all you got. Then next week, it's all dinosaurs.
Jurassic World, the new one for that.
And then after that, I've lost track. So
Sicario.
Oh, yeah. But that's not what it's called.
What are they calling it? Well, it's just the second one.
Sicarios.
Something.
It's a new breakfast cereal.
It's an angry one, but it's there.
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that.
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U. Okay, we all want really two things in life. Am I right when I say there's just two things? We want a shower and we want a bag of Doritos.
Oh, is that the two?
I want you to think about again, like right now, there's all these things in the world that are so messed up. But if everybody got a shower, and then when you got out of the shower, they were like, here, choose your bag of Doritos.
Well,
and then arguably after that, you're going to sit on a nice couch and watch a show.
First off, what a brand deal if Doritos got that.
You think? Just like here.
I think they'd be pretty excited about that.
I mean, I realize not everybody's going to be excited about Doritos, but I think at its core, if we then spread it out and like, okay.
Especially
what
if
about
they're free, I think then you appreciate the bag of chips even more.
Yeah. So how does anybody get a free shower and a free bag of Doritos? What's it going to take in society for me to get a free shower and a free bag of Doritos? And just to be clear, I have the answer for that. Thank you, Now Myers. He's 41 years old, and he discovered what it takes to get a shower and a bag of Doritos. All you have to do is go into somebody else's house.
And use their shower?
Yeah. Now, he did things backwards. Like, he ate the Doritos and then took a shower. And I just got to tell you right now, I'm not a believer in that.
Depends on the chip, though. What if it's such a messy, dirty one? And you're like, I'm covered. I must go take a shower.
We've never talked about this, but I have to tell you right now, I never eat before a shower.
You never do?
You shower and then you eat. And you can't mess that order up. Eating before a shower, you go into the shower and you're like, no, something's wrong.
You have to have food in your stomach?
This is wrong. No, you don't have food in your stomach.
Okay.
I always shower on at least a quasi-empty stomach. So, like, even, there's a morning. There are some exceptions. You get up in the morning, you have breakfast, and then maybe it's a lazy morning.
Yeah,
so an hour later,
and then you finally get around to showering.
But if we're talking about sequence and you're like, I need to eat and shower, it's shower and eat. I think that's something we all know. Right. Well, what ended up happening was he went into this house and had the guy's Doritos and took a shower. And when the man came home, he found him dripping there using his towel, getting cleaned off.
Did he break in, or is this a case where, boy, I never knew you could get into my house this way? How many times has this been happening?
He definitely broke in, and when the police came, he was wearing the man's clothes.
Aww.
He was wearing a Docker's dress shirt, Land's End pants, and a belt from the owner's closet.
Well, you just make yourself at home.
It's a business casual.
Did he have a home, or was he on something to where he didn't recognize that was not his home?
There's nothing here that says anything about drugs, alcohol, or not having a house of his own. I think, like all of us, he just needed some Doritos.
Just want a shower and the Doritos.
Yeah. I feel the real crime is Doritos pre-shower. Because, Doritos are a post-shower snack.
See, I don't know. If it's the end of the day, that's the ending. You have the shower. So, of course, you're going to eat beforehand. If it's early morning, you're going to start off with the shower.
How about this? He put his dirty clothes in the hamper.
Oh, I think he was confused. He must have been on something and thought he was home.
And he got into the house by using a key found under the mat.
Yeah, he just probably thought that was his house.
Maybe. Hey, listen, my uncle's roommate, a college roommate, he went to something. He went to a church where he was a guest. Afterwards, they were like, yeah, here's the address. Go to our house, get yourself something to eat, hang out. We'll be there in about an hour. So he did that. He was just at the wrong house.
Ew.
He went to somebody's house, watched TV. So these people came home. There he was, and he was like, and he said they just looked at each other, and he actually said, I think I'm in the wrong house.
Oh, my God.
And he was.
He was?
He was in the wrong house.
That's really uncomfortable.
They had a good laugh about it. It was no big deal.
But nowadays, no.
Well.
Not if there's Doritos involved.
Yeah. Boys, does anybody else really want some Doritos now? A nice spicy nacho with some Mountain Dew, I think.
Just to wash it down.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. So I had to go on a little unfollowing spree last night.
Who, on Twitter or Facebook or where?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. And it's funny. It's not because I think one of the dangers, and people have written about it, and I think it's legitimate, of social media is that we create an echo chamber for our own ideas. That, our feed is nothing but things we agree with, things that shore up our opinions, whether confirmation bias, things like that. And I agree with that, and I get that.
But
and so I intentionally have friends, family, famous people that I do subscribe to them on Twitter. And they do post things that challenge some of the things that I think. And it's good because it's like, hey, I want to hear a different perspective. But here's what keeps happening. These people that I'm following that I'm like, hey, I need to be exposed to opinions that do not necessarily line up 100% with my own. They keep retweeting angry people. And I think that's the thing that I'm kind of done with in social media. And let's be abundantly clear. There are things in the world that are worth being angry about. I'm not saying that there are not. I'm also not saying that social media has to turn into a polite, mutual appreciation society. It doesn't have to be that. But, for example, last night, this one thing that I came across that I won't discuss, it's a very hot button issue. And I just looked at it and I was like, you know what? I am tired of this. Like, I'm tired of the yelling, the anger directed in certain ways and this kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I hate to do this, but I'm done.
Sure.
Like, it's either leave Twitter or, block this person or like what am I going to do? And so I was just like, I got to do an unfollow here. I'm just going to have to.
There's nothing wrong with a little changing out every so often, because otherwise if that person has the same things over and over and over again and they themselves are not changing it up a little bit, it just becomes overwhelming.
Well, and I want to be exposed to opinions that are going to challenge me, help me think.
But in a healthy way.
Boom!
There it is!
Boom!
There it is!
And like at some point when like it is just...
anger?
Hate. I mean, like, it actually, in a lot of ways, the stuff I saw last night, I was like, you know what? We're past anger. We are now just hating. And we're hating in such a way that we're directing our hatred. And it's like, I hate them because they hate me. And it's like, well, you know what? This is cycle perpetuating. Like, at some point, if we claim to be the people that, if we are the people we claim to be, we have got to stop the cycle of hate just a little bit. And I thought, I'm not getting drawn into this. I'm very close to being pulled into this online.
Well, very good on you for cleaning that up a bit and changing it up.
You know what? I think Nikki just gave us all a really good piece of advice. I think that it's worth being challenged in a way that's healthy. And I felt like last night and over the last several days, there has been an unhealthiness to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I am done. And I think I may have hit the point where I'm going to need a social media break. I think I do that.
You do that every so often.
Where it's like, whether it's going to be 24 hours or 48 hours where I'm like, no news, no social media. I'm taking a break from it. The world will be there when I come back. The messages will get answered eventually. But I think I'm going to have to unplug. Again, maybe just for a day.
You take a weekend or, if maybe during the week it's more of a problem.
Just take a little break.
Yeah, just see what works for you.
Yeah, that's not easy either because you're like, I need to Instagram this. Dang it. I'm trying to take a break.
You can save that.
Yeah, that's right. Take the picture, post it later.
There's a difference, too, between if you're just making a post, but then if you're just spending hours scrolling through everything and digesting it.
Stop the scroll.
That's different.
It's true.
You'd think that after all these years of hearing me make fun of the riot, people would have stopped listening by now. Maybe it's one of those can't stop staring at a train wreck situations. It's The Riot on Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U. 877-2-RADIO-U.
Just a heads up, in about an hour, we should be joined by Kevi from RadioU Fusion. He was last in a couple of months ago with Beacon Light. Super nice guy, super funny. So we're looking forward to hanging out with him for a bit.
See what he's up to. Nikki, maybe we could offer him some bone broth.
We could. We could offer him that.
Mm-hmm. I know that, Nikki, you've been doing bone broth because you're an iffy now, an intermittent faster.
Yeah.
So bone broth is now like a part of your life.
Yes.
But what about moon milk?
I heard you mention this, but I didn't catch the story. So what is it supposed to be? Is this the new hotness for like your health eating?
I'm going to read this for you, okay?
Yeah.
Moon milk is the latest health food trend that is taking over social media. That's what it says.
It's the craze.
So they say it's a wellness fad. And so, of course, people for centuries have been drinking warm milk before bed as a way to get themselves ready to go to sleep. But what you do is you get some, I guess, in some cases, you just put different things in it, and that's what makes it moon milk.
There's different variations of it, but is it meaning like moon milk as in evening milk?
Yes. It's a hip new twist. You add colorful superfoods and fragrant spices.
Yeah, I have a lot of those in the cabinet. I don't.
Well, Nikki...
I don't have that.
What you really need is
need to get that.
You need to get some adaptogens to put into your milk.
Well, these are beautiful pictures with it. It's totally an Instagram thing.
Adaptogens are non-toxic herbs and roots that are marketed as helping the body resist physical, chemical, or biological stressors. I want to not have physical, chemical, and biological stressors.
So basically, you put in a health booster of choice, and then the moon milk would be like your evening milk routine, and then you pretty it up and take a picture of it, and that's what you do.
So moon milk, Nikki, like it's practically bone broth.
It seems a bit more involved than that. The little chicken bone broth that I have, I just pull it out of a carton, and then you heat it up in the microwave, a couple of spices on that, and you're done.
Here we go. Adaptogenic herbs, Ayurvedic spices, and some homemade hemp milk.
Yeah, I got all that on hand.
I mean, that's
all of it.
Should only take you 2 to 3 hours. And then
simple preparation.
When you're ready to finally drink it, no wonder you're exhausted.
I'll be ready for bed. It's not actually the moon milk that's helping you sleep. It's all the work beforehand. But it seems like there's a popular turmeric drink, and it seems along those lines. But again, you can add different items to it.
Holy basil, schizandra.
None of that I own.
Reishi mushrooms?
Nope.
Reishi mushrooms?
Nope.
No? All right.
None of that.
These additions tend to be bitter, which is why it's important to add a sweetener to mask the flavor. I love that. This is gross, so put a bunch of sugar in it.
That's what makes it great.
We didn't say sugar.
Oh, they're calling it like a natural, sleep aid.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Nikki. That probably doesn't fit in with the fasting, though.
No, you can't have that.
The headline on this article has changed because they were saying moon milk is the new bone broth. And I was like, oh, it's perfect for Nikki.
It's not. So moon milk is warm milk, spices,
adaptogenic herbs.
And adaptogens. And that's what you mix together. And it's very Pinterest, very Instagram.
Don't even tell me what an adaptogen is. I don't want to know.
You've been listening to the worst of the riot. You may never recover from what you've witnessed here today, but we wish you luck as you try to claw your way back towards sanity.
It is the riot on Radio U. I got to tell you, if there's one thing that has been sent to the riot over and over again over the last 48 hours, it's the poopnado. And that's what everybody keeps calling it.
It's the porta potties that go up in the air.
Yeah, and
have you guys seen it?
Well, when we kept getting them, I was like, I had no idea where it was from or what was going on, but I now have details on where this is and how it happened.
It's basically just 2 porta potties that there must have been a windstorm or like a wind tornado, and they both go up in the air, and it looks like it's at a baseball field or something.
It's at a park.
Yeah.
So it's in Commerce City, Colorado, and there's a crazy windstorm that comes, and you can see people literally laying down trying to get, out of the wind. And this wind grabs these 2 large porta potties, and they go across the parking lot, and then they spin up into the air. And here's the thing about spinning.
Have you ever seen something spin?
Something that's full of liquid. You could try it. Take your coffee cup, take the lid off, and then have a little spin the bottle.
And see what happens. And that will show you. But imagine it's the porta potty stuff, and man, you just see it go whoosh. It's just spraying like a sprinkler in the air.
Everywhere.
And it is gross.
It's
and they
everywhere.
These people are scared just from the wind thing. And then you got this porta potty that I haven't seen a full video of this. I've only seen the short one that kind of made its rounds.
Right.
But how would this porta potty, what happened when it landed, when both of them landed?
I don't know. I mean, there is, most of the video that people have seen is just the porta potties flying, because let's be honest, that's the best part.
That's the golden part of it, yeah.
But there's actually more to the video if you find an uncut one, and you'll see that they're at this, is it a park? And people have got all these big tents and stuff, and the tents are just being blown to shreds. They had a couple of people, oh my gosh, somebody got hit by something.
The porta potty?
No.
Okay.
But No, I'm sorry. That was actually from a couple of months ago. That's not right. But this one, a guy said that he got slammed to the ground by the wind because it was blowing so hard. Yeah, a couple of people ended up with bruises, and they said they had bruised organs. Ouch.
Well, it seems serious.
Sounds serious to me. This is just one of those things where I want to be safe, but I want to be there while Nikki's outside getting sprayed by the porta potty.
I'm just not gonna make it.
So what happens to you after that?
Well,
you just run to a shower?
I'm not going to do the show anymore. I don't know if I can work anymore. I don't know what I would do for a living, but I just can't cope in society anymore. My favorite online videos, does anybody know, like when they draw the little arms and the little faces on like a trash can and make it look like it's, have you ever seen those?
I don't think
or
I
like
have.
the grapes, they make little faces on it. You've never seen it?
I don't think I have.
Has anybody? My
Somebody
favorite
has.
is when they'll just take objects and put little faces and make them look like they're alive.
Uh-huh.
And I just kept thinking when I saw the porta potties in the air of like, they'd have little arms going, wee, and just flying around. That's all I thought about. I love those videos.
I love this porta potty video.
I'm going to find you the ones. Like, you ever seen the one where it's the two trash cans in the storm and they go together and it looks like they're hugging? They put Nope. Okay. Well, now we're doing something.
Nikki, as you are no doubt aware, we visit very different places on the internet.
We do, but how could you not see that?
DJ in Michigan says, Nikki,
what?
Real life doodles.
Yes, thank you. All right, real life doodles. I will find you that.
So Tim and DJ both got in.
Thank you, guys.
Letting us know that they were doodles.
They get it.
Yeah.
I'll send you the compilation.
So, you know what, DJ? Like, Tim, I don't know what it is about you, but something about you yelling doodles, it feels like donuts. Can we get some donuts in here?
Well, we could work on that.
You show me the doodles, somebody else show me the donuts. And I'm going to eat...
How about doodles of donuts?
I'm going to eat a donut and watch this porta potty fly through the air.
Did you know the Riot can help you see into the future? Every time Obadiah says he likes a show, impress all your friends by correctly predicting it will be canceled by the end of the year.
Canceled. What are you talking about? It's not funny.
Works every time. It's the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riots on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. I'm not entirely comfortable throwing around words like cute. I don't like those words. And you're like, why are you, it's not masculine enough for you?
You can't handle it?
I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's a throwback to, again, toxic masculinity. But I don't like using words like cute. But I got to tell you what, Nikki, I think this might be kind of cute.
What is it?
This is something from the people at Nyko that they call, is it really called the Pixel? No, that's not what it is. What is this thing called? I actually don't have the official name for it. But what it is, it is. It's called the Pixel Quest Arcade Kit. And I'm sending you a link right now, Nikki. The Pixel Quick Arcade Kit, which I'm having a really hard time saying, is a little cardboard arcade cabinet that you build and
we've been trying to be fooled with that before.
I know. But think Nintendo Labo, which is that cardboard stuff, but you build your own little cabinet and boom, you put your Nintendo Switch into it and you put the two little controllers in and you have a little arcade cabinet where you can play Switch games. Because I want you to take a look at it.
I'm still watching. Oh, I see it now.
Just scroll down.
I see it now.
Look, you can put a little kitty cat on the side of your arcade cabinet if you want to. You can decorate it.
Yeah, you can have it however you want to. I guess it's pretty cute.
All right, she's out, guys.
No. This
didn't work. Did not work.
This is better than the Nintendo cardboard stuff. It seems better than that.
Well,
and it's cheaper.
It's $20 for you to do this. And I think if you look, there are those little
cute when you watch the guy play it.
Arcade sticks on top of the controllers. I think that might also come in the package, but I'm not sure. But yeah, look, he's playing Street Fighter 2 like he's in an arcade.
Little cardboard arcade unit that you can buy.
For friends.
That'll be launching this fall.
Yeah, you're out on it.
No, actually, if someone bought it for me, I would enjoy it for a bit, and then I would send it along their way.
Someone has a Christmas coming up. We just have to get
that. No, I don't want to use it up. That you can't use the spot up for that. I meant if we got it for you and you had it on your desk up here, and every so often I just brought my Switch in to play.
Well, don't get it for me. I don't want it. I don't want to use up a spot like that.
I just don't want to use my spot. It's actually quite clever. It's a good use of cardboard.
I think it's a great use of cardboard. It's cool. Like I probably have no practical use for it whatsoever.
So you can design the side through them and it comes printed on the cardboard, or is that just marker and like you're decorating it yourself?
I think it's one of those things. I don't believe you can design it yourself. I believe those are stickers that they have applied.
That come with it?
Yeah, I think there are some stickers in there so you can kind of customize it. And then, of course, Nikki, you could put whatever sticker you wanted on there.
True.
Whatever sticker you wanted.
Okay, so there's something.
Well, you guys didn't sell Nikki, and if you didn't sell Nikki on something small and cute for the Switch, guess what?
No.
You can't sell it.
No,
if you can't
go
sell it
on
to
that.
Nikki, you can't sell it.
That's the Pixel Quest Arcade Kit, which is a $20 cardboard kit that makes a case around your Switch to look like a old school arcade cabinet.
Yep, Nikki's out. And I'm telling you right now, if Nikki's out, you're done.
They can still make it as a company. It's not like the kiss of death.
It's not. I'll tell you
no
what.
support on this side.
It's not the kiss of life.
You've just been subjected to the worst of the riot. Aren't there laws against cruel and inhumane punishments? Find more evidence at riot.radiou.com.
It is the riots on Radio U, 877-2 Radio U. Jerry Springer, former mayor of Cincinnati.
He doesn't still do a TV show, does he?
Isn't that a funny question you're asking? Because that's what I was thinking. He doesn't do a TV show, does he?
I think.
Because back in the day he did. And I don't know. Like I've seen every once in a while, I'll see a clip of the Jerry Springer show being passed around for something crazy that's happened. But it always seems really old.
It is. And I knew a band member from an old band that we used to play here who went on it one time.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Like in the crowd or as a guest?
No, as a guest. And they paid him and his girlfriend at that time.
Yeah.
And it was totally all set up. They basically got like the rundown of what their characters were kind of supposed to be during it, and they got paid for it.
That's fantastic. I would.
It was a long time
Depending on
ago.
the storyline, I would love to do that.
Yeah, you just wouldn't know until you get there.
Wouldn't you love to do that? The screaming and like the jumping and running and like security's taking. Oh, I want to do it. Let's do it, Nikki.
Well, maybe not. Or if not, we'll start with what you feel would be a nice, like a Dr. Phil. We'll see about that.
I think I could do great on Dr. Phil.
You can make that one. We can make that one a mess too.
Actually, I think Nikki and I, with the right, like you put us in the right environment, we could be great on any talk show. I could do anything from playing an expert to a victim to an angry whatever.
Sure, an angry expert.
Yeah, I mean, I could do all of that. I'd be perfect. Let's do it.
So what's his name doing?
Jerry Springer is closing down. He has been on the air. In fact, his TV show has been on for 27 years.
Has it been on like broadcast? Because I mean, we don't see daytime television, so we don't really know.
I think it's on.
Was it on Hulu?
No, I think it was on the CW.
CW? Okay.
Let's see. Moving forward, a mix of the current shows and pre-produced original episodes will be broadcast on the CW. But so it looks like maybe he will have a little something going forward. But the long-standing Jerry Springer show of days gone by is over. They threw a rap party and apparently they just said.
That was it?
Just want to let you know, we are actually done. They've laid off the production staff.
Sending everybody home.
That rap party was officially the end of the Jerry Springer show.
So what is daytime television now? Is it still like soap opera still run?
Okay.
Or like Dr. Phil or what?
Here's all that I know based on various times I've been in and out of the gym.
Or if we go eat lunch at a certain time and they happen to still have Prices Right on.
I know the Today Show goes for a long time.
Oh, it does?
So that's on NBC. You just said The Price is Right, and that is usually preceded by Let's Make a Deal, depending on what market you're in. And then it's soap operas. And then there's The View, but then there's also The Talk. And there are a bunch of those who are like, we're going to sit around and argue like it's going to prove anything. And then...
Nice voice, by the way. That's exactly how we sound.
What do you mean by we?
Just women in general.
Oh, that's not just women.
Have you
seen
them?
The Talk is not. I don't think that's all women. That's men too. But
The Talk?
Yeah,
No, that's all women.
Is it?
It is.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Because you're watching it?
No, I just know.
Okay. All right. I honestly thought that was a
Don't
mixed
say-
gender show.
No, I don't believe it is. No, I think they sometimes have guests. So you
Maybe
probably
that's
saw
what it
like
is.
a person who was being interviewed.
I can tell you honestly, I really don't watch it.
That's fine, and that's perfectly fine.
So, yeah, there you go. Jerry Springer, no more. I don't know what's on TV during the day. I can tell you this. It's terrible, almost without fail.
We don't have to watch it to know that.
I can't remember when I was home last, but whatever.
Wait.
I remember watching TV and being like, this is awful.
Let's open it up. What's on TV at all?
Oh,
and is it all awful?
you know, those streaming services look better and better.
Yes,
they
they
do.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 877-2 Radio U. Joining us pretty soon, Kevi, RadioU Fusion artist and all-around great guy.
He's super awesome. We had him a couple of months ago when Beacon Light came in studio. So Kevi is a part of Fusion, which is every Saturday night or anytime you want to through RadioU.com or a free Radio U app. You can listen to our Fusion channels.
It seems that I need to spend more time at McDonald's, which is not something you would expect most people to say, right?
Sure. Well, if you do go, you normally go like very early morning hours to grab a breakfast before the show, but you're getting what you normally get, but I don't think you're just like perusing
I'm not
the
hanging
menu.
out. I'm not hanging out.
You're not learning what else is there.
I need to get in there and get plugged into the culture of McDonald's to see what's happening with the people, the menu, the customers. What do they think? What are they doing?
That's not happening when you go.
It's not. I'm like, throw my food out the drive-thru, son.
If they're even open.
Every once in a great while, I want some of those McNuggets because, dang, they're so good. They're so good. But McDonald's apparently has a cold brew coffee now?
So this, I think, is what it is. They've been trying to put the herd on Starbucks for quite some time, and they have in some side of it.
Sure.
For their coffee drinks, now they're having frozen cold brew. So it doesn't look like you can roll through and still get a cold brew like you can at Starbucks.
Right.
But they're saying how Starbucks, even some locations, run out by a certain point.
They do, because they only make so much for the day.
Yeah, and this is cold brew, but a frozen, so almost like a Frappuccino kind of. Their version of that, but based with cold brew. And people say it's delicious.
Cold brew is wonderful. It is coffee that is brewed at room temperature. Now, there are other methods out there, but your average cold brew method, it basically takes 12 hours or so, and you have some coarse coffee like that's ground up. It's usually a lot thicker than what you would use, and you just pour water in there, it soaks, and then you drain it. And for me, that's coffee. Like, that's what I want out of coffee. And it's become more and more popular. So the thing that does bum me out, as Nikki said, is that I still cannot just go through and get a cold brew coffee. Because what McDonald's is doing, they have the cold brew frozen coffee and the cold brew frappe.
That's their Frappuccino thing.
It does sound delicious,
With the
though,
frozen
doesn't it?
coffee, though, you should give that a whirl.
I mean, I can't find a picture of it. These are all pictures of the frappe. So,
Here,
like, what?
well, it's basically like almost like a frozen hot chocolate, kind of.
Okay.
But
Because, I mean, like,
looks
even
the same.
The cold brew frozen coffee, when you look at it, 290 calories. It's got ice cream, not ice cream, skim milk, sugar.
Because if not, you're like, yes.
Cold brew extract, water, caramel color, and a bunch of other like little things that slide into it.
Listen, Andy just texted in from Pennsylvania, so they have the cold brew stuff at Sheetz now.
Beautiful. You know what? I'm going to be driving through Pennsylvania next week.
Yeah, you can see. Andy, is it a cold brew, like the actual cold brew, or the frozen stuff like McDonald's?
Because I'm not interested in, I know that people love Frappuccinos. I do too. It's not that they're not good, but I just have gotten to this place where I like a pretty simple cup of coffee.
You've gone back to being more as basic as can be with coffee.
Yeah, I really have. Like, I think every day this week I've had this Highland Grog cold brew, and I'm drinking it black, and it's delicious.
He keeps complimenting it,
It's
like to the room.
delicious.
He's saying, this is great.
I'm bummed out that my cup is now empty because I actually want some more of it. I've just been really enjoying it. So, yeah, I don't know. I would be up for giving this a shot, though.
Now, it's a limited time thing, and then we'll see for McDonald's if cold brew starts doing well. Maybe then they'll start, actually selling a cold brew, like the concentrated stuff, not just the frozen version.
I'd be up for trying it. I have really enjoyed hitting Starbucks for cold brew, and then I know this is kind of cheating, but I have them put some peppermint syrup in it. I don't normally do that, but dang, it is good.
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U.
Couple of minutes. Kevi from RadioU Fusion, hip-hop artist, will be joining us. He was here not too long ago with Beacon Light, and super great guy. So you can join us in a couple at RadioU Riot on Facebook if you want to watch us with our interview live.
Mm-hmm. So have you guys ever heard of Fortnite before?
Oh, is that something? I feel like it's been popular.
It's something, I've heard about it. I'm not super familiar with it, but I guess it's popular.
Hey, in case you're not getting his sarcasm, he knows what it is. And yes, of course, it's not even popular. It's the next level past that.
So the big news this week when it comes to Fortnite has been the fact that it just launched on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Nintendo had their E3 event where they unveiled a lot of stuff, and they're like, hey, Fortnite's coming to the Switch, and by coming, we mean it's already here. So you can download it right now. And so within, I think, a day, maybe two, they had already had 2 million downloads of Fortnite on Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
So to say that people are into it, they're into
saying it, yes.
So that's a game. Fortnite Battle Royale is free, and then, of course, there are microtransactions, but even those, I believe, are all cosmetic. So it's not a matter of, like, pay to win.
You have to do it to actually play or continue with the game.
It's just if you want a little something new for yourself, that's something that you can do. But there has been this controversy that has emerged over the last 72 hours because it goes like this. A lot of people own a PlayStation 4 and a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to play PlayStation 4 at home, and then they switch on the road. Well, in order to play Fortnite, you've probably noticed this, but maybe not. You've got your PlayStation Network account, but then you also have an Epic Games account. Now, the idea was supposed to be, hey, I sign into my Epic Games account, and anything that I buy for Fortnite, I'll be able to use it on a different platform, or I'll be able to play friends on different platforms. And that's working on the Xbox, on the Switch, on the PC.
Between those, they're fine.
Right. But on the PlayStation 4, if you have, your Epic Games account, if you played Fortnite on PlayStation 4, you can't use that account on any other platform.
Is that a bug, or is that that's just how it's going to be?
That's Sony.
That's bad. I mean, that's one you could really argue because you're buying an item for the game,
right? Not
buying the item for the game for that side of things. If the game's being offered for you to play on other platforms, but then I'll know it's free everywhere. Yeah, that really is bad.
Yeah, and Sony's just like, what?
What's the problem? Why you guys want to do that?
What?
Don't you want to buy it again?
It's one of those things where they issued a statement that is just like weird, empty-headed corporate speak. It doesn't address it at all. They're just like, we hope you enjoy Fortnite on the PlayStation.
And only that, because you're not going to get to have your stuff on anything else.
Well, it's interesting. There's been a lot of pressure on Sony with the PlayStation 4, with this game and with another game called Rocket League, where it's like, hey, why won't you let everybody play? Now, remember, Microsoft is very much in second place here. They've literally sold twice as many PlayStations as they have Xboxes in this generation. And Microsoft's out there like, hey, guys.
They're glad this works.
Let's all play together. Can't we just be friends?
They're just glad they're on the better side of this.
And it's because they're losing. And Sony's like, we can't hear you. We hear nothing. Nothing but the sound of our money.
All right, well, sorry if you're playing on the PlayStation for Fortnite. Sorry about that.
Remember, if you can just make it through the rest of the riot, then you can probably make it through the rest of the week. And through the next several months, and then it'll practically be Christmas. The Riot on Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U.
Kevi!
Join us now if you want to.
Guys?
We're live, facebook.com/RadioU.
Yes.
And Kevi is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm good. Just happened to be in the area, and I just had to come see my family.
Well, we're
Stop
excited
by.
to have you. It's been a couple. You were here last time with Beacon Light. So, of course, anytime you are close by, you are always welcome.
Yeah.
So, what have you been doing? Because, like, the first thing I noticed when you came in, first off, of course, you look good.
Thanks, bro. You too. You looking good, bro.
You look good.
You looking good.
You look good. But
You guys are too sweet.
Yeah.
well, I mean, hey,
We need a hug after this.
yes, yeah. But I noticed that you didn't come in last time. I feel like you had an energy drink, a soda, like all this stuff. You were
I'm
like you came
energized
loaded.
now. I'm ready.
Yeah, you
I'm
didn't
ready.
need it.
No, I mean I'm on a whole nother level right now.
Some natural energy.
Yeah, Nikki, for real.
I just thought, I want to know the secret because this guy comes in, he's got a healthy glow, but he's got no soda, and I'm like, how do you even do that?
Is it water?
I think it's the water remedy, man. Get with the water remedy. Yeah.
I got a bottle right here, but like I still don't look as good as Kevi does. So like I don't know.
I don't know, man. You might. How many? Is that your first one?
He actually drinks a lot of water.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, the bottom line is, here's what you have to understand.
Yeah.
Everybody starts with a certain amount that God gives them.
There you
right?
go. There you go.
And
He's about to preach. He about to break it down to us, Nikki.
Okay, here's the thing. Is like when you came in, you asked us if we were Cavs fans, all right? So like the reality of it is that I could go and I could go to basketball camp and I could work really hard with what I have, but I'm not going to be LeBron, okay? And so
you could drink all the water in the world.
I could drink all the water in the
That's
world.
not going to do anything.
And like this
You're not going to be Kevi?
right now, I'm peaked right here, but Kevi started with more than I had.
Yes,
dude,
yes.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
We understand it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Man, I love you, bro.
I get that.
If not, you should switch to a different water.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe I need Dasani or something.
Something else.
That might be a good one.
Yeah, try that out.
Yeah.
So, well, dude, how have you been? Like, what's new in Kevi world?
I mean, just trying to find my placement with my career. I just got back from LA, met with some good people out there. Just looking to find my place right now. Like it's a weird spot, especially for the summer. Like we tour like in the fall, but the summer is kind of like
It's too hot.
it's too hot. Like, and I'm looking, just looking to, push more of my message and push more of me out there. So just trying to navigate, man. Pray for me.
Yeah.
Direction, please. Yeah.
So you said you're going to a camp for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Is it like a music thing, or is it just you go and are you a counselor, or are you going to camp?
So I'm a DJ as well. So
Okay.
I'm DJing a camp for 2 weeks. It's called CDYC, and it's at Bethel College.
Okay.
So I'll be at that camp for 2 weeks. The first week we have the middle school. Second week we have the high school.
Okay.
And I just get to meet like thousands of kids and just hang out. Yeah.
Right on. So
Well, we've not looked into that before.
Yeah. It's big. It's big.
I'll tell you what, dude. I got an invite. Somebody asked me last night. They're like, "Hey, will you come be a camp counselor for a week for us?"
really?
They're like, "Hey, we'll pay for it. You just have to show up."
Yep.
And
Show up.
Wait, they're going to pay you or just
No,
pay for
no.
your trip
They'll
there?
pay my way.
Okay, like food and board and stuff?
Yeah, no, there was no like, hey, you're so skilled, we'll pay you to come in.
Not
No,
like that.
It wasn't like that.
man.
I'm not, as we have previously established, I'm not
Different
Kevi.
levels.
There he is, man. Here
I'm
he
not
is.
Kevi. I started smaller,
Yes.
and I've worked hard with what I have. But
At
like,
least you got an invite.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you
that's the
go.
next step up.
that's something.
Not
That's
to
something.
DJ anything,
Hey,
but
he
just to
need
be
a hug,
there.
man.
No, you know what, dude?
Okay.
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good about where I'm at.
Okay.
I do.
That's
I
what
do.
I'm talking about, bro.
So let's see. You're doing camp, and you've had some meetings in LA. How was your time in LA? Did you get any like something really good to eat? Like something that happened that was awesome?
Yeah.
I always think about food. That might be part of that problem we were talking about. But like,
I went to this Caribbean place. I forgot the name of it, but it blew my mind.
Well, I'm sure there's not many, so
Yeah, it's not too many.
we'll just search it in LA and we'll find it.
I went on Melrose. You know Melrose?
Yeah.
Like, man, it was a beautiful place. And then I had a time where I went on Skid Row.
Yeah.
You know, Skid Row was
Yeah.
like where all the homeless people are. And I had the opportunity, to give my food to a couple people and talk about what I believe in. And yeah, it was big. It was
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So, and I had the chance to go to the Paramount
Yeah.
film theater.
Yeah,
Okay.
the studio lot.
Mine was blown.
Really? Well,
Mine
so
was-
what did you get to see?
I got to see a couple rooms. They didn't tell me too much, but I seen where Kevin Hart and Chris Rock shot. What movie was that?
Dude, you got me on that
They've
one.
been in a couple.
Yeah. So I got
The Jumanji one? Maybe?
It was before
no,
that
Chris
one.
Rock wasn't in that.
Oh, not Chris Rock. Gotcha. I meant The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh,
That's
The
what I mean.
Rock.
That's what
Yeah.
okay,
I mean. The
Rock.
Rock. Then I said Chris Rock, but
You
The
did.
Rock.
The Rock and
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. That was
Or that one where he
It
was
was
like
fun.
Central
CIA.
Intelligence Agency.
That one.
Yeah,
Wasn't that what it was?
yeah, I
Just
think
like
it was that.
Central Intelligence.
So I got to see the room that they filmed some of that stuff in, I was mind blown.
Okay.
I was more inspired. Like, yo, God, I don't know why you
Does
showing me.
Kevi want to be in movies now?
Like, I might be an actor, y'all. So put this rap thing down.
You can do both. You can totally do both.
Hey man, whatever it takes. Right? We've already established you've got a good look.
Yeah. So I might.
You got the look. You got enough water.
But-
Yeah, you keep drinking that water, dude.
You got DJ stuff down, music stuff down. Now you can totally be an actor.
I love them, y'all. I love them.
We're here to build you up,
Yeah,
okay?
I love
we
it.
want you to feel good.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki.
Well, dude, it's been really good getting a chance to hang out with you. We're really glad you stopped by. And hey, good luck at camp.
Thank you.
Make sure you take. Honestly, you probably need to take some snacks with
Yeah.
you because
They might overload me with snacks.
But camp food, man.
I know. I don't want to say
It's
it
not
on the
gonna-
radio, but we all know by our facial expressions what camp food can.
It's not going to be good. They don't let you bring in the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be that Los Angeles Caribbean fare that you become accustomed to.
And if
you know
you're
what I'm
there
saying?
on their dime, they're not going to want you to bring in your own stuff just
True.
because you're the counselor or the DJ. So
you
that's
just,
a no.
You just sneak it in, man. All right.
Man, any suggestions? Like, what should I bring? What you think?
You know what? My first thought was Cliff Bars.
Okay.
Cliff Bars?
Honestly, I feel like a Cliff Bar would be a good idea.
You can't go wrong. What about the Laura bars?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know what?
Blueberry?
No.
Oh,
Laura, you're out.
Oh, my.
Cliff is in. Laura's out.
Oh, my.
It's not a gender thing. It's flavor. All right. It's not. It's not. I'm not trying to be ugly about it. It's just some real talk. It's just
I don't
some real
know.
talk.
It might be a gender thing.
Don't make it something it's not. Okay. Don't make it something
It's just
not.
whatever comes in bulk at Costco.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Look,
That sounds good
I
to me.
got you, bro.
Aww.
Well, dude, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck at camp.
Thank you, man.
And
Thank
don't
you
forget
guys
for Kevi, you can check out more on Fusion every Saturday night. And then, of course, through our RadioU.com if you go to our Fusion channel there. But do we love you so much?
Love you
we
guys
love
so
your
much.
music. And, of course, Kevi's music videos as well. You can check those out at RadioU TV, too.
You sure can. So, vote for this guy, too. You can do that at RadioU.com. Here's Kevi.
Let's just...
Yeah, right
Kevi,
here.
a round of
Yeah.
applause
What's up,
for him.
dude?
Love you
Coming in
guys.
today.
It is the Riot.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U.
Thanks again to Kevi for joining us from RadioU Fusion. I am working on getting that up on our RadioU Riot YouTube channel. If you don't follow us there, subscribe and then click the bell to get notified when we do other videos.
I'd like to talk about something that took place off air. That followed the interview when we were hanging with Kevi. And, in the middle of that interview, which if you missed it, you can see it later at riot.radiou.com or hear it in our podcast. We were talking about like an energy bar or a Cliff Bar or something that you'd be able to get. And I was looking for this kind that I was recommending. He was like, hey, what are you looking for? Give me a good one. And Metrics bars is what they are.
Oh, that's the name.
They're great. They're like...
it's not a small bar.
It's not. It's big. It's meant
big
to be
one.
like a meal replacement bar. So it's 30 grams of protein. I think
and not like a snack meal, but like an actual meal.
Like we're talking about
a breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
We're talking about between 300 and 400 calories here. And let's see. Let's take a look at this one. Calories, 300.
Yeah.
300 calories.
That's not bad.
That's really not. But, it was what happened and the shade that was thrown following.
There wasn't shade.
There was actually.
No shade.
It was bright in here, and then it was
shady.
like, why is this so dark? I can't even see the lights right now.
I said that protein bar has a lot of protein. That's for someone who does like
someone that really works out.
I didn't say really, and I think I tried to not say really
because Nikki
for
said,
someone
Nikki
who
said,
does
and
like
I quote,
a big set, like
for someone you said. Not someone that spends 20 or 30 minutes in the gym. That's what you said.
Do a set. You have a. It's not a routine, but what is it? What's the thing you do?
It's a program.
You lift. Yes, you do. But it's not like someone who lives in the gym. That's what this is for.
I know, but I just want you to know that you
I minimized your workout.
You not only did you minimize it, but you basically said you're too fat to eat that.
I didn't even say that.
You did.
No, I know you didn't say it.
You didn't.
Nope, I didn't say that. I didn't
say that.
You didn't
say it. But I clearly caught it.
I didn't say that at all, and I don't think my tone was anything like that.
He was like, those bars are for people that really work out. And so
really lift.
Yeah,
you work out all the time, but we're talking
I don't
the
lift.
Ones that are.
So when I was deadlifting today, that didn't count.
Well, like a long time. I didn't know you deadlifted today. That's great.
It wasn't enough.
Maybe you should have the bar. I just don't know what your thing is.
From now on, every time I reach for one of those bars,
I'm going to show it to me.
No. I'm just going to be reaching for it. And here's what I'm going to hear. I'm going to hear Nikki say to me, that's for people that really lift. Like, really. And so...
You are doing great. You're doing great. That's not at all how that was supposed to come out. I'm talking about the weightlifters.
I think that it is how it was supposed to come out. I believe I heard it loud and clear.
I'm sorry,
I just believe you now are having... You regret it. I believe that you regret it.
I'm sorry.
I know that you do. But
I'm sorry.
The great thing about it is that you and I had an honest moment between us. And... I now know what you actually think of my workouts.
Next time I see the metrics bars, maybe I'll get a couple for you. You can have a nice lunch on me.
I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to buy a couple, and I want you to come to the gym with me, and I want you to walk around, and you tell me who's really lifting, and we'll hand those out. Just like, you know what? You're actually lifting.
No.
Here's a metrics bar.
No,
I'm not allowed to have that. But thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Make sure to check out The Riot weekday mornings from 6 to 9 Eastern on Radio U at RadioU.com.